going to talk about networking. So networking is the most important part of your business, because that's the foundation of your business. And so many people don't realize that. Or, you get into this business and you don't realize you're getting into network marketing. That is what we are in, networking. That is our job. So, it's not our job to just find people to sell something to. It's our job to find someone that is a connection and figure out who they know and who they know and who they know and who they know. And that's how we grow a customer base. So I would say 98% of my customers currently, after doing this 8.5 years, I didn't know when I joined. So that's the amount of networking I've done over the years. And Brittany Suggs is here to talk to y'all about networking as well. We both have some things to share. I'll let her introduce herself really quick, tell y'all a little about her. And then I will open it up, and then we'll go to her and then back to me.
Hey y'all, I'm from Gadsden, Alabama. Excuse me. I joined Scentsy in September of 2020. So I've been with the company a little over 2.5 years. I love this company. They're so great to work for. I also am an orthopedic surgical technologist. So I work in orthopedic surgery 3 days a week, and I'm going back to school for nursing to just advance myself there in that position. Networking for me at first was hard because I'm a super shy person, and I had to learn to kind of climb out of that shell as time has progressed. And I think that it's made a better person out of me for that, because you can't be shy if you're going to be in a network marketing business. You're not going to do well.
Gotta fake it till you make it sometimes.
Oh yeah.
That's what I did. I was terrified to wear a Scentsy shirt out in public, or like, I'm the most introverted, antisocial person you will ever meet at my truest self. Like, that's who I was when I joined Scentsy. I didn't want to go anywhere, be around anybody, talk to anyone. I still don't love to talk to random people. Even after this long, it's just not who I naturally am. So it's been a huge personal growth journey along the way. Like she said, for her too. If you saw my first video I ever recorded, it was so awkward, and I was so just talking like this and monotone. Like, why am I talking to my screen? This is so weird, and I have all these people watching me. Terrifying. Terrifying. And then now I can go speak at a Scentsy event in front of hundreds or thousands of people. It's so crazy how Scentsy gets you out of your shell and helps you grow so much. I think that's been my favorite thing about this business, is the personal growth that I've experienced in so many ways, more ways than I could even tell you. So yeah, obviously me and Brittany have totally different lifestyles, and I have had a million different lifestyles since I started Scentsy, because I've done this for so long. So when I joined in 2014, I was married to the Army. I was a dental hygienist. We didn't have kids yet. We were broke, couldn't even buy Christmas presents, broke, using credit cards to take our dogs to the vet, broke. So that's where I was when I joined Scentsy, and I joined just for the discount. That turned into a lot more real quick. And I want to throw in the fact that I barely even knew what Scentsy was. I had never heard of it, and I ran across it on Marketplace or something, and I bought a used warmer because I was like, I could never buy a $35 warmer. That was not in the cards for us at that time. And I was that person that was like, well, can't I just go to Walmart and buy the wax? So, and then I got some wax from someone on Marketplace. Everything I bought was used. And I tried it, and I was like, okay, this is awesome, because I did have a Walmart warmer, and it burned the mess out of me if I ever touched it, to move it. And I tried a Scentsy warmer, I tried Scentsy wax, and I was like, okay, we have dogs, our house smells like dog. We had multiple dogs. I dog sat for people's dogs. Our house stunk. So I loved it. So I barely knew what it was. I was really new to it when I joined, and none of my family knew what it was. None of my friends knew what it was. that wasn't an excuse for me. That was an opportunity for me to introduce them to it, get them loving it, let them sniff the scent, send them samples, because I was 24 hours away from everybody I knew. We lived in Colorado, so everyone I knew was back in Alabama, and the amount of people I knew was like nobody. So I, started with that list of the few people that I did know, and I started there, and I utilized like Army wife pages in the area and Air Force wife pages in the area, and every page I could get on to meet new people. Like that's the kind of stuff we're going to talk about today. Because we all start from scratch. We all start from nowhere. And it's up to us to find the people that need what we have, because we have an amazing product. We have a solution to so many problems that people have, whether it's through the product or the business opportunity. And there's never an excuse, and I will never accept it, of nobody wants to buy or nobody wants to host. Nobody you have talked to wants to buy or host. There are so many people in this country that need what you have. But if you're not opening your mouth and you're not going places and you're not finding ways to meet people and make new connections, that's on you. So that is what our job is to make new connections continuously. I can't even tell you how many conversations I've had with people just this week, and it's Thursday, and I didn't even work Monday because it was a holiday. So the last 2 days I have had with people who I'm trying to get bag parties into their hands so that I can get testers into their friends and family's hands, and asking people just for referrals. Like I'm always trying to find more people through one person. So, but to start from the basics, whether you're a brand new consultant or whether you've been doing this for a long time and you just really want to get back to the basics of networking, maybe you've kind of got lost in all the fluff, the things that aren't needed necessarily, because this is the most important thing you can do. Like I said, it's the foundation of your business. This is where your business starts. So the first thing I want you to do is identify your brand and who you are. Because you're not Scentsy. You're a Scentsy consultant. Yes, you sell Scentsy, but people can buy Scentsy from anyone, anywhere. There's consultants everywhere. But you need to know who you are as a person, what you love, what your values are, what kind of customers you want to attract. Know who you are, identify your brand. And like when I was a newer consultant, I thought identifying my brand and like branding myself was like my colors. And yes, that's all great and dandy. Like I have these cute little pretty thank you cards and all this signage that coordinates together. And yes, people think pink when they think of me, like a certain color pink, but like that's not what matters. That's fluff. Again, you need to figure out who you are, what you stand for, what you love, and that is what you need to be sharing with people, the world, on social media, in your stories, everywhere, in your newsletters, in your conversations with people. They need to know who you are, because they're going to buy into you and what you stand for. They're going to connect with you. They're going to trust you. They're going to love you for who you are and who your family is and what your purpose is. Like, why are you doing this? What are your goals? Do you want to quit your job eventually? Do you want to build a better life for your kids? Do you want to do this and that for your spouse? Like, what is it that you want out of this business, and who are you? And make that very clear to people so that they have a reason to choose you as their consultant in the first place. So you need to have that story and that why and all of that on your website. You need to have it plastered everywhere. You need to have it on cards that go into your local orders. Any way that in your bag parties, I always have my story. I have it on the back of my thank you card, but I used to just print it off of Word. I would copy my story from my website, paste it into Word, put a picture of me and my family, print it out on regular paper, fold it, stick it in, whatever. Like, you do what you got to do. So know who you are, what you want your business to be like, And my dog is like literally tearing down the door. So if y'all hear that, it's fine. It's fine. He's locked out in the backyard because there's somebody coming to pick something up. And the dog opened the door because we have the little handle that does this, and he's figured it out. So I had to lock the deadbolt. So he's literally locked outside until this person leaves so that he doesn't freak out barking during the trainings. There's that. Brand your profile. So I was talking to somebody the other day who I was just having a conversation with her, and we were talking about, I can't remember what we were talking about or how it even got brought up, but I went to her page and it didn't even look like she was a Scentsy consultant. It was like there was no job description that said she's a Scentsy consultant. There was no nothing that looked like she sold Scentsy. So you have to brand your profile to where you look like a Scentsy consultant. If somebody clicks on you on social media, you want them to know what you do. And then you also want, in your bio, you need to have who you are, not just you're a Scentsy consultant. You need to have things about you as well, and like what you stand for and what your profile is about when they click on you, who you are, what they're going to get when they click on your profile. Do they want to follow you or not? Are you a negative Nancy, or are you a positive person they want to follow? So brand your profile, brand yourself, and make it about the people, not you. It's always about the people. It's about serving others. It's about solving a problem for others. If you don't ever remember anything else, just remember your job is to solve problems for people and to serve people. So I'm gonna let Brittany start with what she has, and then I will go over the tips and the networking ideas and all the things that I have. But I just wanted to start with that part because that is very important, like identifying who you even are, and like what you want to do for people and what you want your business to be. And I think she has a little bit on that too.
Yeah, going back to what Morgan said, your why, when you're first starting out or rebranding, rebuilding, your why is your biggest, thing that will get you into people's hearts. Because if you're genuine and you're authentic and you're true to yourself, and my why is to pay off my student debt. My why is to put my kids through sports without having to take money out of our like bill money, and so that they can do whatever sport any time of the year that they want to. That is my why, to have better for my family. And everybody's why is different. Some people's why is the friendships in the community that this brand offers, that this company offers, and it is a great community. So you really need to sit down when you first join, or even before you join if you're thinking about joining, and come up with your why. Like, why do I want to do this? Because if you don't go into it knowing your why, you're going to not be as successful as you probably could if you are working towards a goal, if you're working towards something that you want. But new consultants, the first thing that I would suggest networking is what I did. I texted everybody in my contacts list. I picked 5 to 10 a day for about 2.5 weeks. And I texted everybody. I was like, hey, I'm a Scentsy consultant now. This is what Scentsy is. I love it. One of my friends introduced me to it, and I absolutely fell in love with the products. My house smells great. If you or anyone is interested, let me know.
If you or anyone that is important.
Yes.
If you are interested,
yes,
get a no from someone, then you need to open up the conversation of, okay, well, if you know anyone who would love it, let me know. Or if you know anyone who would like some extra income, let me know.
Because believe it or not, that's literally the most successful question that you can ask when you're trying to network with people that you don't know, or that you want to find out about. Like, if I texted my friend Sally and was like, hey, you bought a clean bucket that I was selling, do you have any friends that might be interested in a clean bucket as well? And she gives me 5 names of people. And, I reach out to those people and say, hey, I got your name from my friend Sally that said you might be interested in these clean buckets that I have to offer. And 3 of them say yes, and 2 of them say no. That's 3 new people that you've met and that you have introduced to your Scentsy business. So the question, do you know anybody or that would be interested, or can you refer me to anybody? On all my packaging that I send out, I put a referral sticker on there, like refer me to friends, tag me in your post about your stuff, all that. But after you do that, you really need to plan your launch party. And your launch party doesn't have to be some huge ordeal. You don't have to invite all 2,000 friends that you have on Facebook. It can be small. It can be 10 people, 20 people that you personally know. And then in that launch party, say, invite your friends. Some people might come. You might get new leads off of it just from other people referring you to them through your launch party. But it's okay for it to be small. It doesn't have to be big. Small things tend to help you build more authentic relationships, especially if you're super introverted. Starting small is okay. Because you have to build those authentic relationships. You can't just talk about your business without finding out about people. That's how you build the relationship. You have to ask them questions about them. Don't sell yourself. Don't pitch yourself to them. Let them ask questions about you after you've asked questions about them. Make them feel like they're telling you a lot about themselves, because people love to talk about themselves. So ask them questions, get them talking about themselves, because once they talk enough and they feel comfortable with you, they'll start asking you questions. What do you do for a living? Oh, I sell Scentsy. Well, what's Scentsy? And then that leads into a bigger conversation. And book parties off of that party. Message all the people in that party and say, hey, if you like this party, we can try to get you some half and free credit by booking a party with me next month to help me get started in my business. And that's literally all it takes. There's going to be no's, and you got to develop a thick skin to be able to take the no and have it bounce off of you and it not hurt your feelings. And that took me a long, long time. It took me about a good 6-7 months before I was like, okay, some people are just going to say no. And that's just all it is. And that's okay. But that is what it is. Take advantage of the network that you already have. You already know people. You already have, if you work, you already know people that aren't necessarily right around you. I work an hour away from where I live in a big hospital. So I know a lot of people there that I network with when I first started. So that was easy for me to learn how to network with people not right inside my little group. But not everybody has that. And so you just have to kind of use what you have and take advantage of that in order to build on the networking experience that you have. Do you have anything?
And a lot more people than you think.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people you'll forget about if you don't sit down and focus on making a list and like looking through your Facebook group and your Facebook friends, looking through your contacts. Like she said, I remember going through my phone contacts when I joined, like, okay, who do I know that I don't know, but I kind of know that I forgot I knew? Like, who's still in my contacts from high school? Like, who can I, you know a lot of people, and you have a doctor and your kids have doctors, and you have a dentist and your kids have dentists, and your kids have teachers and your kids have coaches, and your kids have whatever. You have someone who does your hair, you have someone who does your nails, maybe you get your eyelashes done, like whatever you get done, whatever doctors you go to, you have all these connections, but you have to be willing to get uncomfortable and share Scentsy with these people. And I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, it puts a smile on their face when they see something exciting that you're giving them that smells good, because it evokes their senses. Like fragrance just makes people happy. So even if it's awkward at first, like it was for me, good Lord, it was awkward at first. We would go through drive-throughs and my husband would be driving and I would make him hand the person a packet of stuff and they'd be like, what the heck is this? Like, this is so weird. Who are you and why are you giving me something random? And then I would tell him, like, we appreciate you. We hope this makes your day. Like, and then they would like turn to smiles and they would start smelling it and they'd be like, oh girl, come smell this. So it's like once they realize what it is, once you get past the awkwardness and the more you practice it, if you're awkward, some people are a natural people person. But if it is awkward, just know that it will get better. It'll get easier. You'll build the skill of confidence in yourself too. Like confidence doesn't just come to you naturally. You have to build your confidence in whatever area you want to be confident in. I wasn't confident in my business at first. I thought that everybody thought it was a joke and that nobody took it seriously, but I made them take it seriously because I showed up consistently. I showed that I work it as a business. I showed that these products are freaking awesome. I shared what I use and love, and I got it into their hands, and that showed them, okay, this stuff's good. Like, this is not Walmart. So, yeah. Go ahead.
Kind of to build on your point about, getting little packets out there to people that one of the biggest things to follow through with that is to follow up with the packets that you send, especially if it's people that like if you give your kid's teacher a gift, in a week or so, send them a message. Like all my teachers use the Seesaw app, so I'll send them messages. Hey, make sure my kid actually gave them the present that I sent. Hey, did Cameron give you his gift for Valentine's Day? And they would say yes. I said, well, what did you think about it? How did you like it? Did it smell good? And a lot of times I'll get back, yes, I loved it. Where can I get some more? And I've had so many orders from teachers just for giving them a small gift. And it doesn't have to be a huge gift. It doesn't have to be a $45 warmer and a 6-pack of wax. It can be a room spray. It can be a counter clean. It can be something small. If you know that they already have, like one of my kids' teachers this year, she already has a Scentsy warmer that she bought for me last year, and my kid wasn't even in her class. But they are now, and they already have a warmer that they keep in the classroom. Send them a bar of wax for the classroom. That, like a sensible bar that's not like something super outrageous that it might irritate some. Like florals irritate me, so I don't ever send florals to anybody, scents. But I do like the aloe water and cucumber or the black raspberry vanilla, something that's kind of chill. Luna is a really good one because it's got the lavender in it, but it's so good. But make sure you're following up with those people. That way you can stay in contact and you can continue, whatever business y'all have later on. There was a question that was asked on our original post about the training, and they asked, what are your go-to networking strategies daily, weekly, monthly? Which I thought was a really good question. And, I had to really dig deep about it to, what do I do daily? What do I do weekly? I know, Morgan, you're super to-do list. Everything's a list. And I'm just kind of, what am I supposed to do today? What day is it even today? And so I had to really dig deep. And, one of the things that you can do daily is message people, put something in your stories. It doesn't have to be, something coming out, or like, I know Dobby's coming out soon, which I'm super excited about. And, it doesn't have to be something that's coming out right then. It can be a tip of the day, or it can be something, because you're going to have people see it, and you can see who looks at your stories and say, oh, well, or interacts with your stories. Well, I don't personally know them, but they interacted with my story, let me get to know them, and that creates a not salesy, not pitchy type thing, because you're literally just getting to know them.
And they're interested. If they're
Yes.
interacting with what you're posting, they're interested. It's not like you're just randomly reaching out to them.
Yep. Weekly parties. I've struggled with parties lately, but it's only because I've kind of slipped down in a little seasonal slump, but it's coming back up. But parties are a good way to network weekly, because you can do week-long parties. That's what I typically do, is a week-long, stuff like that. Or you can do an in-home party, which I would love to do some of, because I think that it gets the scents right under their noses right at that particular time. They can see the products, they can use the products. And I think that would be a great thing to add to my business roulette that I've never done before. And then monthly, I try to do one event a month. And like in Gadsden, we just opened up a farmer's market last year, and I was setting up there every Sunday, but then I went back to just setting up there once a month and getting to know people there, having the customers come by and they would smell all the scents that I had. And I would get their phone numbers and their names and stuff like that, and then just reach back out to them and get to know them that way. Events are tons of fun if you let them be fun. Don't set up your table and sit in your chair like this or on your phone like this the whole time, ignoring people as they walk past. Talk to people, introduce yourself to people. Yeah, it's scary, and it's, you feel super nervous about it, but you're not going to network the way that you should if you are constantly, ignoring the people that walk past your booth. People love to be talked to. They love it. And if you're going to an event as a buyer, you want people to talk to you. You want people to introduce you to the things that they have. Because that's when you're potentially going to make a purchase, if you like the person that is selling the things and you like the items that they're selling. And you get to meet so many people. And some of those people will turn into long-term customers. Some of them might buy from you a couple of times and then, drop off. But a good portion of those people will turn into long-term customers.
The goal is always to, at things like that, through social media, whatever it is, always to meet and connect with new people and stay connected with them. So whether you add them on Facebook and stay connected that way, write them down so you don't forget who you met, whether you get their number, whether you whatever kind of way you can get to connect back with them, do that with as many people as you possibly can. There will be people who you don't have time to get their contact info or whatever, but at least have your contact info on there so that they have something in case they do want to come back to you. But always try your best to get their contact info. If you're at an event or something, there's no reason you shouldn't get their contact info. But if it's like you're in a drive-through and there's people behind you and you're trying to hurry up, but you want to get your name out there, like, give them the thing, make sure everything's labeled, tell them what to do, tell them to text you, and you can let them know when you're putting in a local free shipping order and go on about your day. Yep. But the goal is to get as much contact info as you can and try to turn those people into a customer, a host, or a team member. Parties are as much as you can party, that is the fastest way to grow your business. I grew my business through 8 to 10 Facebook parties a month. Rarely did bag parties, but I did a few. And I think it was my first bag party. It was literally a basket. It was Crystal Butler, who is now a star director. And Crystal, I don't even know how I met you. Like, how did I meet you? I know you sold something else and I bought that from you, I think, as a gift. I don't know. Anyway, she was a military spouse too in that area. So, I was just trying to meet people, like trying to figure out who knows who, because I knew, like, two Army wives that my husband was friends with these two people. And I knew their wives, but I didn't know any of the other wives. So like I was trying to figure out who these wives knew. And then I would do a Facebook party for people back home because I couldn't do an in-person party. So then they would have, 10 new customers come to the party. And then this person would have 10 new customers come to the party. And then I would book 2 parties at that party. That when you're partying, you have to book parties at every party because not everybody's going to order, but you can turn those people into hosts who are going to bring you 10, 15 more new customers, and then book 2 parties there and they're going to bring you 10, 15 more new customers. You've got to think outside the box and think about who knows who each person knows. Each person is an open door. That's how I've always viewed it. Each person is an open door to a whole new network of people. Yes, that's how we met. She bought a pair of shoes on Facebook Marketplace. That is so funny because I still sell so much stuff on Facebook Marketplace and still meet new customers that way all the time because I always sprinkle Scentsy in with their stuff that they pick up, and I friend them on Facebook. Like just yesterday, I had someone buy one of Carson's toys and I added her on Facebook and I told her, hey, I sent you a friend request because you're a boy mom too. And our sons are around the same age. I always like to connect with new moms. And then guess what? She's going to start watching my stories. She's going to learn about who I am. And then who knows, she might reach out to me and be like, hey, I need some of this stuff. So especially because we have something in common, that's the easiest way to connect with people is people you already have things in common with, which we'll talk about. Do you have anything else, Brittany?
No, that's all I got.
Okay. So thank you for sharing all that. It's just so important to be willing to get uncomfortable and do things that are scary. Do it scared because you're not going to grow if you don't. You're not going to grow if you don't go live. You're not going to grow if you don't get out and meet new people. You're not going to grow if you don't talk to people that you're terrified to talk to. Yesterday, I brought up joining to someone who told me her husband got laid off. She's a really good customer and she was going to buy some clothes from me. And she was like, I'm sorry, we just got hit with my husband being laid off today, like right after I told you I would buy those. She was like, so just give me a little bit and I'll see if I can still get them. And I was like, girl, just know, like I'm here with Scentsy to help you with extra income if you need some extra income and you've thought about joining Scentsy. That would have been terrifying for me to do a few years ago, 5, 6 years ago. I would have been so scared to do that, to say that. But now I've done it so many times, like that's just a thing. And I know I'm here to bless people's lives. And that's what I'm talking about when it comes to like knowing who you are, what your mission is, what you want to do for people, and that somebody needs what you have. And you have value to give to people. You can be the change in their life that they need. And guess what? She's interested in joining. So now she's like, oh yeah, I've thought about it before. And you know why I didn't reach out to her about it before? It's because she was with another company. So, and guess what? She's not with that company anymore. And now she's thinking about doing Scentsy. So, we've been kind of going over options of like, does she want to do a party or does she want to do like take advantage of the kit I'm going to have on the first? Like, we're just trying to go over options, what's best for her, how soon she wants to get started and all that kind of stuff. But, and you got to brand yourself. You got to brand yourself because if you're not branded when you go out, it's all about consistency. If you're not branded on your Facebook profile, on your clothes, on your vehicle, I cannot tell you how many new customers I've got from my decal on my vehicle over the years. And over the last 8.5 years, I've only got one sketchy text from one weird truck driver. Okay. That's it. And, so the pros have well outweighed the cons. So brand your vehicle, brand yourself, brand your children with a buddy clip on their backpack every single day.
Oh yeah.
Brand yourself through gifting to your kids' teachers, just like she said. Just from Carson's pre-K, I have one of his teachers that became a team member. She was a customer for a while. Why? Because I gifted her Scentsy. She became a customer, then she joined. And so she's here now on our team. One other girl who joined, who is also on my team that was at his preschool. And and now since he started kindergarten, we've gifted his teacher Scentsy for every occasion, like for first of the year gift, Christmas, and then Valentine's Day, and then we'll do an end of the year something. And I like Brittany said, I make sure she loves it. I ask her what her favorite things are. And I let her know when I have local orders going in, because it's free shipping. Like that's what you have to do. When you reach out to people and say that too, it helps a lot. Like, hey, let me know, if you're interested, I will let you know when I have a free shipping order going in for my locals. And they'll most likely get on it with something, like even if they just get a counter clean or something. But so brand yourself. Locator, consultant locator. This is so important. If you're a lead consultant or above, and you're being paid at title, meaning you're meeting your minimum PRV requirement and your minimum team volume requirement, being paid at lead or above, you are visible on the locator in your area. So people can go to Scentsy.com, the corporate website, because they don't have a consultant, and they can search their zip code, and you will pop up on there if you are a lead consultant or above. I get at least a few orders a month from random people I don't know because they found me on the locator. And of course, I reach out to them. I thank them for their order. I tell them, that it means the world to my family. I send a picture of us with it in the text so they can see my face and who I am. And I make sure to find out, I'll ask them, are you on Facebook or Instagram? I would love to add you and follow you. Making it about them, not, are you on Facebook or Instagram? I would love, to send you a friend request so that you can watch for, the Scentsy stuff that I post. Like, I want them to feel like I'm interested in becoming friends with them and connecting with them. And if you're a happy person to follow and you're a valuable person to follow, they're naturally going to connect with you and start watching your stuff and investing in your stuff. But you also need to be invested in them. You need to be commenting on their posts. You need not just liking their post, comment on their post. If it's their birthday, text them happy birthday. Like, these are the little things. People remember how you make them feel. So it's not about sending happy mail and sending all these things and doing all these extravagant, fluffy things. It is about the connection. It is about how you make them feel, what you say to them, the conversations you have with them. If you're asking about their family, if you are praying for them, if they're going through something hard, these are the things that matter. These are the reasons why people will come back to you, not because you sent them a sample and some confetti in the mail. Okay.
Mhm.
Just that's all great and dandy, but it's not the most important thing.
Yep.
So the locator, now things you can do on Facebook, things that I have always done that I love to do. If you have a neighborhood Facebook page, I've lived in a lot of neighborhoods that had a neighborhood Facebook page. Now we don't have we don't live in a subdivision. It's more just like a kind of older neighborhood, but we do have a page for our area. So now you have to pay attention to rules, because most of them are like, brick and mortar businesses can post, but no direct sales or whatever. So, but you can still find connections through the page, connect with people, add people, whatever. But the easiest way to connect with people in those kind of groups is to join groups that people have things in common with you. So whether it's people who love Harry Potter, if you love Harry Potter, or people who love, especially because we sell Harry Potter. Hello. You can't post on those pages because that's against compliance, but you know what you can do? You can make friends with those people, and then you can text them or message them when something comes out and say, send this to all your Harry Potter loving friends. Let's have a Harry Potter party. Like, everybody order all the Harry Potter things and I'll get you some free product. Make it fun, but join groups, sit down and write down the things that you love. Again, if you know who you are and what you stand for and what you love, you have plenty of groups you can join. I'm in German Shepherd groups. I'm in lab groups. I'm in boy mom groups. Not that I associate with the boy mom groups very often, because I can't with the drama and the mess. But when I was pregnant with my son, I was in a pregnant boy moms due in July page. There are, whatever your hobbies are, hunting, fishing, crocheting, I don't know what people do. whatever it is that you love, join those groups. Join groups for decor. If you love decor like me, or a specific type of decor, there's so many. There's a Facebook group for everything. Like, if you're the weirdest person in the world, there's a Facebook group for you. So there's other weird people in the world that are just like you. So connect with those people that you have something in common with. That way you already have a reason to add them on Facebook. You already have a reason to start a conversation with them. And then when they get to know you, they will become a customer. It doesn't happen overnight. And you don't just reach out to people and say, hey, I sell Scentsy. Like, no, that's weird. And they're going to be like, block. So you want to be a person, a human that they can connect with, build a relationship with them over time. And then you can sprinkle in Scentsy, or then they may come to you about Scentsy. And especially if you start paying attention to who's watching your stories, like Brittany said, or who is interrupting, who is interacting with your post, you need to be messaging those people. You need to be messaging them, thanking them for supporting your business. Because if they're liking a post, commenting on a post, interacting with a story, hearting a story, doing the polls, like, they are supporting your business, and they need to know they're appreciated for that, because you want to reward the things you want repeated. So always recognize the things you want people to do again. Same way, if you have a team, you're going to reward the things you want repeated. But with customers, if they refer someone, reward them, or at least thank them, and let them know how important, how much that means to your business, so that they will continue to do that. If they are interacting with your post, if they're commenting, if they're sharing, make sure they know that that is so important to you. Like, that one little like is very important to you. Word of mouth, like, that is huge, because they have friends that trust them already. So if they are sharing something they love, they're posting a picture of it and tagging you in it, all their friends see that. Ask them to post pictures of their product, leave a review if you have a business page, share it in your, whatever you do for your customers. Try to have it in a public place though. Like, it's not quite as important for them to like share a picture of what they got in a review in your VIP group, because that's private. So like, that doesn't show anybody anything. It's only visible to the people in the group. But if they can like rave about something to their friends, whether it's in person, at work, if you have an order to drop off to somebody, try to drop it off while they're at work around other people. If it's a teacher, or if it's a nurse or whatever, try to drop it off while they're at work. And then all their coworkers see this pretty order that you've packaged for them. And then they all start going through it and pulling things out and sniffing things. And then it can turn into a whole bag party. Like, you don't even know what the possibility could be with that. It's happened a lot with me. And then Marketplace, you can post things in Marketplace with your link. Now, you can't post stock, but you can post if we have something new coming out. Dobby, like she said, we have new Harry Potter stuff coming out. Post it in Marketplace with your link and say, message me to pre-order, or message me to order these Harry Potter things. People are searching for Harry Potter things. They're going to see that come up. And the best thing in my opinion, the best thing to do for Marketplace is to share in-person photos if possible. But even Scentsy uploads in-person photos to our marketing tab now. It's not all just stock flyers. So a lot of times you'll have an in-person photo that they've provided for you to use that looks more like an in-person picture instead of just a marketing photo, because people are going to be more likely to click on something like that on Marketplace. Or if you've taken the picture yourself, or if you get it from Pinterest, or there's a whole group on Facebook for in-person photos where consultants post their pictures. Like, it is crazy the amount of resources there are nowadays compared to when I joined. So, and we didn't have Scentsy Club. We didn't have licensed product. We didn't have LTOs. And I was doing a consistent 2,000 PRV plus from the month I joined, because I was partying and I was using our catalog. So the possibilities now with all that we have is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. When you're selling things to people, like I said, put things in with what you're giving them and tell them you're a Scentsy consultant. If you're like me and you don't go many places, either start going places intentionally, or utilize the people that you do see. Like, I have DoorDash delivered, I have Amazon deliveries constantly. So I have a UPS driver, I have a FedEx driver, I have multiple USPS drivers. I have Walmart deliveries, like, and then I go through Starbucks occasionally, and I go through wherever. Like, there are people everywhere, but you have to let them know you sell Scentsy, or they won't know. And then you just passed up an opportunity to, you don't know who could be your next director. You don't know who could completely change your business and literally change your family's life financially. You're one person away from changing your business completely. So if you miss that one person, you'll never know what kind of opportunity could have been there.
Yep.
I think that's it on Facebook groups and whatnot.
One thing I want to add
Go ahead.
to your about having, your host or your whoever gets your order, talking up the products that they got. That is big for parties. If your host has products already that they use already that they love, have them talk about it in the party, because like you said, their friends trust them already. And the people that come to their party are their friends. They're not your friends yet, but they're their friends. And if you have your host, which is why host coaching is so important for parties, you have your host, talking about the products that they use and that they love, it will generate more interactions within the group, because it's not just you posting about all the things because you already love the products, but you want other people to love the products. And if they don't know you, so they don't trust you, but if your host is doing that, they trust that host, and they're going to be more willing to interact and purchase, and you'll get more connections that way.
That's so important. If you have a host that is just like not excited, and a host that has never even tried Scentsy, that's a big problem. So like, you need to get it in their hands somehow, even if it's samples, somehow, before they host, because you need them to be excited, not just you, the random person that's coming to sell them things. Like, that has to be excited. That would be like you having 15 random people come to your house that you've never met before, and that's just weird. Like, that they don't know you, they don't trust you, they're sketched out about even coming to your house. So yeah, make sure you have engaged hosts and hosts that are excited about the product. Went over that. Do y'all have any questions? And again, when you're approaching people, don't make it about your business. Make it about them and connecting with them, and ask them about them, and then they'll ask you about you. Like she said, ask them what they do for work. Like, come up with random questions. They'll ask you that back most likely. And if your profile is branded and you are clear on who you are and what you do, they're going to start following you, and they're going to enjoy following you, and they're going to learn about you, and they're going to see what you do. And then they're going to start trusting you when they see you sharing your wax change in your stories, when they see you cleaning up your counters in your stories. If you're not sharing the products you're using, you are doing your business a major disservice, because you are working every single day when you're using a product. So if you're using the product and you're not sharing you using that product, it's definition of insanity, because you can be sharing that while you're in the moment using it already and make money off that. And I'm bad about that, like, because I use so much Scentsy every day that I go and I clean up my counters after dinner and not think twice about it. It's just something I do. And so it is hard to remember those things sometimes, but you have to get yourself in those habits, and then you'll remember. Love it. Brandy said, I'm going to join some groups for piano playing, crocheting. Okay, so you like crocheting, gardening, fishing, hunting, fragrance to add to my weekly networking opportunities. Love it.
Great idea.
Love it. Y'all think about what kind of groups you can join. Think about where you can go to meet new people. If you have pets, you have a vet's office. or a groomer. If your dog lets a groomer groom them, my dogs would absolutely never. I mean, there's just so many, people, and you can get to know people. So, offer like at your nail salon, offer to put a demo warmer in their salon and supply them with wax, like wherever it is. I'm just using that as an example. My hairstylist, she always has the new testers and catalogs. When there's a transition, I give her those new testers and catalogs for her to share with the whole salon. And there you go, a mom's play group. Like, throw some ideas out there, y'all.
I got a new order and a new customer. This was, I guess, about last year, from my grandparents, because my grandparents have tons of dogs and animals and they love our pet line. And
Don't
they,
even talk about the pet line. I'm so sad.
I know, I'm sad about it, but they referred their groomer to me, and their groomer bought a ton of stuff and stocked up for like 6 months worth of Scentsy pet line products. So I'm super sad about the pet line, but it's not going away completely, but
I'm very, very, very well stocked on the pet products.
Oh yeah.
And I had a huge customer base and a huge following for those products, because I do have 2 dogs and I'm obsessed with my dogs, and people know that. So now I have all those people that when that LTO comes back for that pet, that wolf box or whatever else they may do with it,
Mhm.
and I can reach out to those people, and they're going to be excited, and they're going to buy it, because it's going to be one of those FOMO things where, oh my gosh, if I don't buy this, I'm going to miss out. It's going to sell out. It's not going to be back. Like, it's in an exclusive scent that everybody loves. So, yeah, since he's real smart with that, I'm just saying. And then, so Brittany touched on events. There's so many YouTube videos on events and how to find events. Just look up on YouTube. I was completely self-taught. Like, I didn't have a sponsor who trained me. I didn't have anything like that. I was self-taught. I learned everything on YouTube. I've searched YouTube. That is what I did. And I did the things I learned. I implemented them, and I did what I saw successful leaders doing. And that's why we are telling you what to do. We're trying to give you every resource and training possible so that this is easy for you, so much easier than it was for me. And that is my goal. Like, I want things to be so much easier for you than it was for me, and you to be able to get to where I am faster than I was. Fundraisers. There's a whole Facebook page for Scentsy consultants about fundraisers. There are so many kinds of fundraisers you can do, and fundraisers are a huge networking opportunity. You get so many new customers through fundraisers, and then it's up to you to connect with those people, follow up with those people, because you have their contact info. Open houses. Do open houses for your local customers. You can even do open houses online for your non-local customers. Ask them to bring friends, incentivize them to bring friends. It doesn't matter if it's a free sample pack that they get. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. I don't ever pay for things that I'm giving out as gifts, prizes, incentives. Everything is host rewards. So we're very blessed as Scentsy consultants to be able to do that, because a lot of companies, you don't get host rewards as a consultant. So anything I'm giving away or anything like that extra is free or half off. All the scent circles I have, all the bulbs I have, stuff like that I keep on hand. It's host rewards. And then home parties, sip and sniffs, whatever you want to call it, any way you can get people together in person. Bag parties, like just any way you can get your little employees, which are your testers, under people's noses. That is what sells Scentsy. Scentsy sells itself when it is under people's noses. It's just up to you to get it under people's noses. Today I messaged a lady. I texted a lady this morning. She apparently responded. I haven't read it yet. I met her at the hair salon, or not the hair salon. I met her at the nail salon 2 appointments ago. So it's been like a month and a half ago. She saw my decal on my car. She was getting her nails done as I was leaving, and she stopped me and she was like, "Are you Morgan?" And I was like, yes. And she's like, do you sell Scentsy? I was like, yeah, that's my car out there. And she's like, yes, I saw your decal. She's like, I don't have a consultant anymore. They moved away. Do you have anything, like a business card? I was like, oh girl, yes, let me go out to the car. So I went and got her some things, catalog, business card, got her added on Facebook, got her number. Like we kind of had a little conversation. Like she said she cleans houses, and I was like, oh my gosh, you got to try the cleaning products. I'll get you some cleaning samples. So I got her some things and I added her to my text list. So I've been following up, like, keeping her in the know on new products and stuff like that, like I do for all the customers on my text list. And I text her this morning, like separately, and I told her that we have new spring summer products coming out on the 1st. Does she want me to get some testers to her so she can check out the new scents and maybe share them with friends, family, coworkers? And she said, been meaning to get with you to get some car fragrances, but February's been busy for me. I promise to get with you when I have a chance in the next few days. I'm at work right now. Have a great day. So I'll get back with her. She doesn't come back to me, I'll follow back up with her. That's what you have to do. People aren't living, breathing Scentsy all the time. They forget, as she obviously did. But she was very interested in Scentsy that day. So I'm not going to just not ever talk to her again. Like, she is now in my network. She is in my text list, and I have her contact info, and by golly, I'm going to get an order out of her or a bag party or something. I'm at least going to get the testers to her at minimum. Same thing with my cake lady. My cake lady, she's freaking amazing. She's made so many cakes for us. I gave her some Scentsy stuff as a gift just for being so freaking awesome and like having the best customer service and always serving us so well. What is she doing? She's going to place an order and she's going to share it with her mom. Like, I didn't even have to ask her if she wanted to share it with someone else. She was like, I'm going to share this with my mom. Do you have a link I can send to her? And then of course that opens up the conversation for how she can earn host rewards. It's so easy when you get it under people's noses. So yeah, I think that's all I had. No more bunko groups, somebody said. I don't even know what bunko is.
I don't either.
Game. Must be fun if there's groups for it. All right. Well, do you have anything else to add?
Nope. I think we about covered it all.
I think y'all probably got a lot out of this. Just sit down and be intentional with writing these things down that we've told you to do and figure out how you can meet some new people. And that is how your business is going to grow. That's how your business is going to launch or relaunch if you're in a place that you need to relaunch. And then it's a trickle effect from there. So just always stay focused on how you can meet new people and who they know and how you can get to a whole new network of new people. And that's going to grow your business. But stay true to why you're doing it so that you are willing to show up and be uncomfortable and go talk to these people and meet these new people, because your why is what is going to make you do that. So love y'all. Thank you, Brittany, for all of your knowledge and your tips and all the things. We appreciate y'all, and I'll talk to y'all again soon. Y'all, I'm so out of breath. It's hard to breathe when you're pregnant, and then you start doing this, you're like, oh, it's been an hour of talking. But we'll talk to y'all again soon.